Hello friends, welcome back to Vlogmas. Today I thought I'd show you my 2025 Christmas wish list. There are a lot of items on this list. Do I expect to get all of them? No. Do I expect to get most of them? No. I just feel like it's good to give options, you know? So I have things in different price ranges, things in different like categories, because I said this to my mom and I was like, hey girl, this is like a general idea of things that I want. Obviously don't get me all of them because that would be crazy. I promise this isn't sponsored, but I use GoWish. All you do is put in a link and it makes like a little item box. I use it for literally everything, not just wish lists. It's where I keep track of everything that I want to buy or everything that I need. It's awesome. This year I kind of like halfway focused on things that I needed, or if I needed like refills on something or like a replacement if something broke, things like that. And the other half is things that I just wanted. First of all, my number one wish list item is a laminator. I grew up with a laminator in the house and it was so great. I always thought it was so cool. And I have run into a shocking amount of times where I have needed a laminator. So either I'll have to drive to like an office supply store or something to get something laminated, or just deal with it not being laminated. Some things that are really like important and helpful to me are to-do lists and schedules and stuff. And it's a lot easier to really follow them and stick to them when they're directly physically in front of me. So I have like virtual schedules on my phone and virtual to-do lists, but chances are I'm not going to see them and I'm not going to do them. But when I have them on paper or in a notebook in front of me, I'm going to use it. It's going to be helpful. I don't want to have to redo it every single day, and I feel like I'm wasting ink and I'm wasting paper by writing some of the same things every single day. So I could just write one list and I can laminate it and use little dry erase board markers. I've also needed a laminator for like projects and things like that, so I think that would be so helpful. Number two is definitely a need. It's a headphone jack to USB-C adapter. I'm in film school right now, and in our editing lab there is no headphone jack anywhere. Our editing labs are just rooms full of computers with all the software we need, but the only input slots that they have are two USB-Cs and an SD card reader. No headphone jacks, and you need headphones to edit. So this past semester I just used my AirPods and I like connected them to the computer, but that gives a little delay and it's just not what I prefer to use. I have headphones, but not ones that can plug in. So this adapter would be great. If you know me, if you know my channel, I have an assorted ton of chronic illnesses and issues, especially my hips. My hips are so far gone. They hurt literally all the time. If I stand for too long, they hurt. If I walk for too long, they hurt. If I sit down for too long, they hurt. It's awful. Normal painkillers like over-the-counter Aleve, Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever, they don't work. They don't do anything. Some prescription like nerve medications help, but it's really hard to find anything that truly helps. One thing that helps though is heat. I have a heating pad already just for like cramps and stuff, and it really does help. However, it's hard to like maneuver it around because it's just like a rectangle and you can't really wrap that around your leg and also your hip and also your back. So I'm asking for a hip-specific heating pad. In the same vein, pun intended, as kind of health-related gifts, a blood pressure monitor. I kind of feel like such an old lady asking for this for Christmas, but my blood pressure gets really low and I feel like it's important to know when it's low, because sometimes I feel like I'm gonna have a flare-up and my blood pressure's fine, I'm just anxious or something. So I feel like it's important to know, and especially important to know so I can write it down and bring it into my doctor. This one is entirely different from everything we've looked at so far. It's the Sol de Janeiro 87 perfume mist. I have one already, but as you can see, it's like literally empty. There's a tiny bit in there, and it is probably my number one favorite perfume I've ever used ever, so I'm asking for a refill. If you know me in person, I don't think I talk about it a lot online, but if you know me in person, I love Smosh. I love Smosh so much. I've loved them for years and years and years and years, but I especially love Smosh games. So because of that, I'm asking for the Smosh games Don't Win crew neck. I love that series, I love that channel, it's amazing. And in the same vein, can I pick a different phrase? Is the Dread t-shirt from Smosh. I love the design. I think it looks so cool. Again, I love Smosh, but also earlier this year I wrote a short film called Dread, so I see the word Dread anywhere and I'm like, that's my thing, I did that! This next one is a bumper sticker magnet for my car, and it says, my child is not an honor roll student. He's a dog. This is my dog. I love him to death. He is not the brightest. So I think this bumper sticker is very fitting for him. And also, I just love my dog. I talk about him whenever I can. Along with Smosh, I love Good Mythical Morning. I think YouTube channels and like studios like Mythical or like Smosh or things like High Five Studios, which I guess is now Spellbound, really are what like sold me on YouTube. Like they're what convinced me that this is what I want to do. So I'm asking for the Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link mug. I'm asking for this photo album. I always have a disposable camera on me, which means that I'm getting a lot of like physical pictures in every couple weeks, and I've had nowhere to put them. I scrapbook some of them, I hang some of them up, and then the ones that I don't do anything with, I just put back in the sleeve and I like write what days they were taken between and like put them in a desk drawer. And that makes me so sad because there are a lot of good memories in those pictures and I want to be able to look at them. I'm also asking for the Highly Sensitive Person. It's actually a book that my therapist recommended. I myself am a highly sensitive person. I've read a little preview of it and I think it would be a great read. Even if like you're not a really sensitive person, I think it's important to read things like this to understand how other people work. I'm also asking for the Lego Game Boy. I love Legos. I love gaming. This is perfect. I already have the little Lego arcade game set. It was so much fun to build. It's up in my dorm right now. I'm obsessed with it. I'm also asking for the off-brand Lego Pokédex. I also love Pokemon. I feel like that's not widely spoken about online by me. Can I phrase that like literally any weirder? I don't know why I said it like that. I don't talk online a lot about how much I love Pokemon, but trust me, I'm obsessed. I was gonna show my cards, but they're all at my dorm. Here's an Elite Trainer box that I kept because I like the design on the inside and I want to hang it up at some point. I've been into Pokemon literally my whole life, and again, it's Legos. When will I ever not love Legos? I got a Switch for my birthday this year, and around my birthday, my mom was asking me what I wanted, and I was like, literally just a Switch. That's it. Don't buy anything else. I'll buy the games, I'll buy the case, I'll buy everything else that's needed. Just buy the Switch, please. That would be amazing. And she did. Shout out, Mom, you're awesome. I got the Switch and I was like, okay, awesome, I can buy games now. And I bought Assassin's Creed 3. And that's it. And it's been almost 6 months. I played it. It's great. Love that game. However, now I'm like, well, now the Switch is just kind of sitting there and I want more things to play. So I'm asking for A Little to the Left. I've seen people play it. It looks like so much fun. It seems like it's totally like right up my alley. I love organizing. I love satisfying games. I'm also asking for Hollow Knight. I've played Hollow Knight before. I loved it. I played Silksong. I loved it, but I don't have it on the Switch. And I would love to be able to take Hollow Knight with me places. I've been doing some research into some skincare stuff. My skin looks okay for the most part. It actually looks a lot better today than it has been looking, which is great. She knew I was filming today. But since being in college, I've started breaking out occasionally. And like once I hit 16 or so, I like kind of just stopped getting acne. Like I'd have a pimple here and there every once in a while, but I really never broke out. But once I got to college, I think it's the water or maybe it's the stress, it's something, but I've been breaking out like crazy. So I need to start taking more care of my skin. I need to stop touching it. That's probably one of my main problems. I did some research on like my specific skin concerns. I'm asking for this cleanser. I've heard it's very gentle, very good for sensitive skin. I wouldn't even say that I have sensitive skin, but I would say I'm like getting there. Like maybe in a year or so, I'll be like, oh yeah, I have sensitive skin. I'm also asking for this lotion moisturizer thing and this sunscreen. I've heard so many great things about this sunscreen. I'm also asking for these little mics. I started doing social media for my school as like a job, and I think these would be so perfect to do like funny little interviews for like reels and stuff like that. I'm also asking for this gimbal. It's kind of the same purpose. I think it'd be great for making videos, even making my own videos. I think it'd be so awesome. I make a lot of behind the scenes content whenever I'm like shooting a film or a music video or stuff like that, and a lot of it's just on my phone because that's easier, so this gimbal would be perfect. I'm also asking for a hard drive. I already have this exact hard drive actually, and I use that for my film school projects. And I have another hard drive which I use for YouTube videos, but something will always be taking up just immense space on my computer, and right now it's photography. This past year I've really been getting back into it. Honestly, this past like latter half of the year, I've been getting super back into photography. I'm having so much fun. It takes up so much storage. There are so many pictures. So I think this one is going to be like photo specific. And last but not least, I feel like this one is kind of coming full circle back to the laminator. I'm asking for a label maker. I grew up with a label maker in the house. I always thought it was so cool. I was wasting all the sticker paper by like writing out my name and printing it out and putting on everything I owned. But now I've been in so many situations where having my own label maker would be so incredible. I have so much equipment that just is like begging to be labeled. Again, I'm a very organized person. I love having everything organized and having everything have a place. So I think a label maker would be great for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had a fun time watching it. I had such a fun time making it, and I would love to know what you're asking for this year. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you tomorrow. Love you, bye.